Wildfires are burning in Los Angeles. The concept is ubiquitous as sunshine and movie stars. Hey, this is Zach. I'm recording this from my home in Lake Balboa. Right now, outside my window, the sky has that particular shade of orange-gray that you only get when something nearby is on fire. My house smells like a campfire. There's ash falling outside like snow. The Sandy Fire ignited Monday morning in Simi Valley. As of today, it's burned nearly 1,700 acres. At least one home's been destroyed, more than 43,000 residents under evacuation orders. Schools are closed, 15% of the fire is contained, almost 900 firefighters on the ground. And the cause? A tractor that may have hit a rock. Within hours of the Sandy Fire breaking out, the internet did what the internet does. Spencer Pratt, yes, that Spencer Pratt, was on social media blaming Karen Bass. Various right-wing accounts were screenshotting and sharing. The same people who blamed Bass for the January 2025 fires pivoted immediately to blaming Bass for this one. For those of you who don't know, Simi Valley is in Ventura County. Karen Bass is the mayor of the city of Los Angeles. Ventura County is not the city of Los Angeles. In fact, it's not even Los Angeles County. Bass actually deployed LA Fire Department resources to support Ventura County, even though we're not presently in danger. If you want to be mad at a local official, at least be mad at the right jurisdiction. I've got my beefs with Karen Bass, but, not really her fault, this one. Nor was the other one. The other thing people are doing is treating this fire like it's a sequel to the Palisades and the Eaton fires, as well as the others that were going on in January of 2025. Those fires were an extreme weather event. Santa Ana winds reached 100 miles per hour in some gusts. There were fire weather index readings that meteorologists called among the most extreme ever recorded for Southern California. Vegetation grew dense from heavy rains, then dried out. The fire that outpaced water pressure, hydrant capacity, evacuation systems, and everything else. It was a category of disaster that most infrastructure anywhere in the country would be unable to handle. The Sandy Fire is serious. Fire weather conditions are not January 2025, and the political people screaming about fire hydrant pressure now, water pressure does not stop a fire in 70 mile per hour winds. That's not how wildland fire works. The Sandy Fire is being fought by almost 900 firefighters, as well as helicopters, ground crew, air tankers. There's a whole multi-agency response, and they're doing their job. SoCal wildfires in May are increasingly becoming difficult, which brings us to the actual problem. A UCLA study published last year found that human-caused climate change has pushed California's wild season as many as 7 weeks earlier than it was 3 decades ago, which means wildfire conditions exist here for most of the calendar year. California's fourth climate change assessment modeled up to 77% increase in average acres burned and a 50% increase in fires exceeding 25,000 acres by the year 2100. Remember this, 15 of California's 20 most destructive fires on record occurred since 2015. These are dry vegetation, elevated temperatures, wind patterns that are becoming crazy. All of it from a warming atmosphere and decades of doing basically nothing about fossil fuel emissions. Let's get right to the heart of the matter. This is everyone's fault. It's a collective failure. Oil and gas companies spent decades funding climate denial, while their own scientists told them internally that all of this stuff was happening. The Republican Party has spent that same amount of time blocking every serious federal climate policy. This current Trump administration just gutted the EPA's climate programs. Trump pulled out of the Paris agreements twice. Now they're expanding offshore drilling leases, plus a crazy war in Iran that's making prices crazy. But I'm also going to say this. We, meaning most of us from across the political spectrum, have not forced the kind of change that's been needed when there was still a larger window to drive it. We have cars, we fly, our economy is based around fossil fuel, and most of us have not treated the emergency as an actual emergency. I include myself in that. Now, that doesn't mean everyone is equally responsible. The companies that knew and lied, the politicians that protected them, and the lobbyists that destroyed legislation in the crib year after year, they carry more of the guilt of this than I do. The smoke is still visible from my backyard. The ash is falling. 40,000 plus people in Simi Valley went to bed last night not knowing if their homes would be there in the morning. If you are still in the evacuation zone for some reason, get out. If you know someone in Simi Valley, check in on them. And if you're trying to score MAGA political points, shut the hell up. You should be calling your representatives, 202-224-3121, and tell them that climate change is killing all of us. Please subscribe, share, like, and comment, and fight for democracy.